Alvarez from Lawn Fawn here with a video for Simon Says Stamp. Today we are so excited to be introducing our brand new interactive die, Flippin' Awesome, and it is totally awesome. It also has this great decorative add-on that we'll be showing you how to use in the video, and this optional diagonal gift card pocket, so you can use this gift card pocket with the Flippin' Awesome or also on its own. And what this die does, it creates this really cool flipbook effect. So you pull the tab, it does the flipbook, and it fits a gift card. That's my favorite part about it. So you see here, you pull the tab and you get a great flipbook effect. So in this video, we're going to be showing you guys how to put Flippin' Awesome together and also how to make these 3 different cards. And I can't wait to hear what you guys think about it. First, we're going to take a look at all of the dies that are included with Flippin' Awesome. So we have our main moving piece. Then we have these panels. So that is our main panel. And then we have these 2 panels that can layer on top for a cool decoration. So we have a stitched square and we also have a scalloped square. We have these cute decorative ends that you can add onto the pull tab or not, depending on what look you're going for. We also have this super cute heart that does a stitched heart and also a stitched heart opening. And we have 3 banner styles that you can use to put your sentiments on your cards, and I love using these with the Flippin' Awesome. This is the Flippin' Awesome add-on, which is purely decorative, and we're going to be showing you how to do Flippin' Awesome with it and without it. The main scalloped rectangle there is a great decoration for behind Flippin' Awesome, and that stitched rectangle there fits perfectly on the piece that slides out. And then we have 3 different styles of pull tab that you can add on. This is the diagonal gift card pocket, and it's got this cool little decorative triangle that you can add to the top, and also a die cut that you can do that says to and then a heart, so you can write someone's name in there. Now we're going to start going over how to put Flippin' Awesome together, and it is so super easy. So the die has these embossed lines for you that are going to add some score lines there. So there's 4 there and then 2 on the ends. At the beginning here, we're just going to be working with those 4 in the middle, and we're going to just fold along each of those lines. Once we've folded along each of those lines, we're actually going to fold them in the opposite direction. I find that every time I do it this way, my Flippin' Awesome really moves well. So I always make sure to fold those scores both directions. Next, we're going to be using some tape runner to add our panels on. And so I'm going to show you where this tape runner is going to go with a highlighter first so you can see it nice and clear. So there you see we're going to cover that entire bottom square with tape runner, and then we're going to put tape runner in between those score lines. So I'm just going to go along in a square covering that entire bottom. And then we're going to take our first panel and layer that right on top, adhering down the entire panel. Then next, we're going to start to work on our piece right above it. So we're going to do 1 strip of adhesive, and then we're going to take our panel and attach it there. So you'll notice that panel is only being attached by that 1 strip of adhesive. And we're going to repeat the same thing over again. So we're going to take that panel and attach it right on there, add another strip of adhesive, and attach our last panel on. And here you can see how that flip effect is already starting to take place. So now we're going to be adding adhesive to those 2 tabs on the sides there. And for this adhesive, you want to use nice strong adhesive. So I like to use our 1/4 inch double-sided tape. And I'm going to make sure to put 2 pieces so that I'm completely covering these tabs. And the reason for that is these tabs are the only part that's actually going to adhere onto your card base. So you want to make sure that it's nice and strong. To finish our flippin' mechanism here, we're going to take that piece and flip it behind and then hug the tabs around. So once again, we're going to take the piece without any squares on it, we're going to put it behind, and then we're going to take our tabs and it's going to hug around it. Then what we're going to do here is we're going to take a card base and we're going to attach this on there. So what we need to do is we need to remove that liner paper on that nice strong double-sided adhesive that we put on the 2 tabs. Once we have that liner removed, we can take those tabs and hug it around once again. And you're going to see here, we're going to put that piece behind and then hug our tabs around. Now you can see that adhesive is right there, and we're going to attach it down onto the card base. So you'll notice that the only place that it's attaching to the card base are those 2 tabs that we hugged around. We're going to push that down really nicely, and now you'll see when you pull the tab, the flip happens, and it's so cool. This is so much fun to play with. I play with these all day. They're just awesome. One of the other things I love about Flippin' Awesome is you can do it either landscape or portrait depending on what's perfect for your card design. Now here is a look at those different panels. That's our stitched square panel, and we also have our scallop square panel. So you can either do it plain or you can add the two different kinds of panels, just depending on what design you're going for. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and attach on all of those scallop panels so you can kind of take a look and see what that looks like. Then we'll go ahead and add one of those decorative pull tabs to the end of the Flipping Awesome. And I really like this arrow one because it lets the recipient know that there's something really cool when you pull that little tab. Next, we're going to add a Flipping Awesome to the Flipping Awesome add-on. So we're going to do the same thing that we did before. We're going to fold along those score lines in both directions. And then we're going to add our adhesive to that bottom square, and we're going to attach one of the panels completely down to that square. And then we're going to add some adhesive in between each of those score lines. So we'll add our strip of adhesive and then attach our next panel just to that one strip of adhesive. And we'll do the same thing with the third panel and the fourth panel. Next, we'll add some strong double-sided tape to those tabs. So I like to use the 1/4 inch tape, and I put 2 of those pieces there to cover the entire tab, and then we can peel up that liner paper to expose the adhesive. Now this time we're going to be taking the Flippin' Awesome and we're going to be attaching it to that decorative add-on, which is so cute with the stitching and that scalloped edge. So once again, we're going to take that piece there, we're going to flip it behind, and then we're going to take our tabs and we're going to hug them around, and then we're going to attach those tabs onto this decorative piece, just like we did onto the card base. We'll push down really hard, and now you can see that we've got the same flipbook action, but it's got this beautiful little frame around it. For this one, we're going to add the stitched square panels onto each one of the white panels. And so that's going to give it this really beautiful decorative edge, which I really like because the stitching goes along with the stitching on the Flipping Awesome add-on. Then once we have all of those on there, what I like to do is I like to attach this when it's on the decorative panel with foam squares. So I'm going to put some foam squares on the back of the decorative Flippin' Awesome add-on, and then we can take that whole piece and attach it to a card base. The reason I like to put foam squares behind it is it makes it really easy for the recipient to be able to get their fingers in there to grab that pull tab. And here's a look at both styles, with the add-on and without. I love them both. It just all depends on what kind of look you're going for. One of the best things about Flippin' Awesome is that it fits a gift card, and there are a couple different ways to do that, so we're going to be showing you guys that now. So here is our gift card, and you're going to notice when you make Flippin' Awesome, there's a little gap right there. So you want to take your gift card and you want to tuck it into that little gap. That's what's going to help it move nice and smoothly back and forth. Now, if you were to happen to not put it into that gap, you're going to notice it won't move at all. So that'll be a nice little reminder to let you know, oh yeah, that's right, I've got to tuck it into the gap, and now it's going to move nice and smooth. So the first way to attach a gift card is to use glue dots. I like using glue dots because the recipient can easily pop it off and then use the gift card. So I'm going to put 3 of those mini glue dots on there, and that's going to secure it nicely in place onto the Flippin' Awesome. I'll take my gift card, I'll tuck it into that little gap, and then attach it down, and now you'll see the Flippin' Awesome still has that amazing action to it, but now it's such a cool way to present a gift. Now the other way to put a gift card in there is to use the diagonal gift card pocket. And the die creates 3 score lines for you, creating 3 tabs. So we're going to fold along those score lines, and then we're going to add some adhesive to each of those 3 tabs. Once we've added that adhesive, we can take those tabs and fold them back. And now we're going to take this whole pocket and we're going to tuck it into that gap, and we're going to attach it down just like we did with the gift card. So now we can press down to make sure that's nice and attached. You can take the gift card and tuck it into the pocket. The pocket's going to hold that gift card in perfectly without any adhesive or anything. And you're still going to get that amazing flip action, which is so cool. And then the recipient can pull it and they can take their gift card right out, which I just love. And I also love the decorative edge on that diagonal gift card pocket. I love using Flipping Awesome for a gift card, but I also love that you can use that last part there as a decoration. And another really great way to add another decorative element to it is this stitched rectangle that's in the add-on. So we're adding some adhesive on that, we're tucking that into the gap, and we're attaching that down onto that panel. Now this is an area that you can stamp on, you can write a message, put your sentiment there. So I just love that there's so many different ways to decorate and use the Flippin' Awesome. Now, with the diagonal gift card pocket, I also love that it can be used on its own. So we folded along those score lines. We're going to add some tape runner to each of those score lines. And in this case, we're going to be attaching it to a card that Lynette made that is so gorgeous using Fortune Teller Tabby. So I've got some coordinating pattern paper there, and I'm just going to attach this pocket right to the inside of the card. So if I'm sending someone a gift card with a birthday card, let's say, I can just go ahead and pop my gift card right in there. Now in this case, we're going to use that decorative panel and we're going to attach it on there. So I love the mix of the two pattern papers, and we can take our gift card and put it right into that pocket, and now this is ready to send out in the mail. It's just such a nice way to present a gift instead of just throwing the gift card right in there. You can have this nice little pocket on the inside of your card. Now, a little tip for Flippin' Awesome, you're not going to want to use that decorative edge because if you do, that's actually going to get in the way of the action of the card. So only use that decorative edge if you're putting that gift card pocket on the inside of a card. Now it's time to start creating our first card with Flippin' Awesome. And so we've die cut that Flippin' Awesome piece from some white cardstock, and we're going to die cut the main panels here out of some of the new speckled eggshell cardstock that is so pretty. We're also going to be using the decorative square that has the stitching on it, and we're going to die cut a bunch of pattern paper because we're going to be using the tree before and afters stamp set. So we're going to create 4 seasons: fall, winter, spring, and summer. So what I like to do when I'm creating these cards is I actually like to decorate all of my panels first before I actually start forming the card. So we're going to layer these stitched squares onto our main panel pieces. Then we need to create some ground for our trees. So we're going to take that same stitched square piece and we're going to die cut some cardstocks. So we're going to die cut some paper bag cardstock, some pixie dust sparkle cardstock, some cilantro, and some noble fir. And then we're going to be using some different borders dies. So we've got our simple stitched hillside border, our stitched hillside borders, we've got our grassy border, and the grass that comes in the mushroom border set. And so we're going to be lining those up, holding it in place with some low tack tape, and cutting all of those different grounds. Now, one of my favorite things about Flippin' Awesome is that it can be used for any occasion. Fall, Christmas, birthday, thank you, Mother's Day. All you have to do is change up your paper and your stamps. So today for our stamps, we're going to be using tree before and afters, and it's a brand new before and after set, and Flippin' Awesome works so great with these types of sets. So we've got these super cute trees for all of the seasons, and the seasons are going to change as they flip on by. So we're going to add some tape runner to all of these little trees, and we're going to put them in their cute scenes, and I love the different pops of color of all of the backgrounds for the trees. Now that the panels are decorated, we can die cut our Flippin' Awesome mechanism. So we've die cut that from some 80-pound white cardstock. That's my personal favorite because it glides so smoothly with this cardstock. You can use 100-pound cardstock, but it's a little bit thick, so it's going to move just a little bit slower. So I definitely recommend this 80-pound smooth white cardstock. So we're folding along all of those score lines, and we're going to fold them in both directions so that we get a really nice flip action. Then we're going to be attaching our panels. Now I always try to be really careful as to what order I wanted these to go in. And I wanted the last one to be summer. So I'm actually going to put my panels in order so they're nice and ready. And remember that your panel that you're attaching there on the bottom is going to be your very last panel. So that's going to be my summer panel. And in this case, we're going to be creating a landscape moving Flippin' Awesome. So now we're going to put our tape runner between those score lines. We can attach our spring down. Then we can add some more tape runner and we're going to attach down our winter. And I love that little tree with his teeth chattering. We'll add our last piece of tape and then we're going to add our fall piece on. Next, we need to add some nice strong tape to those 2 tabs. So we're going to take the 1/4-inch double-sided tape and we'll add 2 pieces to each of those tabs. Now in this case, we want to attach our Flippin' Awesome mechanism to the add-on piece. So we're going to be die cutting that beautiful scalloped rectangle out of some of the new fall fling paper. Next, we'll remove the liner paper on both of the tabs, and we can take those tabs and hug them around, and then we can line up our Flippin' Awesome mechanism onto the add-on piece and attach that piece down to both of those tabs. So we'll put it right in place and then press down so that it's nice and secure. So I love this. We already have the seasons changing, which is so super cute. Now here we've got that decorative pull tab. We're going to die cut it out of that same pattern paper that we used on the fall piece. Add some tape runner to that and we can add that onto the tab. And I love that that arrow tells the recipient that there's something to do, something magical is going to happen with this card. Next up for the card base, we're going to die cut some of that beautiful wood grain cardstock with the largest stitched rectangle, and then we're going to add some foam squares to the back of the Flippin' Awesome add-on piece. We'll peel up that liner paper and we can attach this whole mechanism onto that beautiful wood grain cardstock that I think looks so nice with that fall fling paper. Here we have a standard size card base at 5.5 by 4.25, and we're going to layer that whole panel on. We'll be stamping out "May Your Year Be Filled with Happiness" from the Tree Before and After stamp, and we're going to stamp that in walnut ink on some of that speckled eggshell paper so that it coordinates with those moving panels. And then we'll attach some foam squares to that, and we can layer that onto the card base. Now for this card, we're going to make it a gift card holder. So here is that diagonal gift card pocket. We're going to die cut some of that same fall fling paper that we used on that scalloped rectangle, and we're going to fold along the score lines that the die creates for us. And then we can add some tape runner to each of those 3 tabs that we just created. Then we can fold those tabs behind the gift card pocket, and then we can tuck that into the gap in the Flippin' Awesome. We'll press down to secure it, and now it's ready to put a gift card in. So I'm just going to tuck in that gift card, and this is such a sweet way to present a gift card. I give a lot of gift cards as gifts, and I always want to make them a little more special, and this is so amazing. People are going to be completely blown away and so excited when they see that gift in the Flippin' Awesome. I just love watching the seasons change, watching all of those colors flip on by. I think it's so cute and so much fun. These are just way too much fun to make and even more fun to give. Now it's time to make another Flippin' Awesome card, and this time we're going to be making one with a Christmas theme. So instead of having all of our main panels be one color, now we're actually going to change them with different pattern paper. So I love that you can mix and match. In the last one, we changed the colors and patterns of the smaller stitched rectangle, and now we're going to be changing the colors and patterns of the larger one and keeping the stitched rectangle the same. So this has all been cut from the Snow Day Remix paper, and right there is our brand new pearlescent vellum, and it's so beautiful. And so we're going to die cut 2 of those with that same stitched rectangle. Then we're going to take that stitched rectangle and we're going to trim pieces about 3/4 of an inch tall from both sides. So out of those 2 rectangles, we're going to end up with 4 little ice skating rinks. And now we can start to layer all of our pieces. Now for attaching that pearlescent vellum, I learned a little trick from Carolina here at the office. So we're going to take the glue tube and we're going to add a little dot of glue on each of those 4 corners. Then I'm going to take my finger and pat that glue out, smearing it across the paper. This is going to make it tacky, and it's really lightweight paper, so it doesn't need a ton of adhesive, but by smearing it out, you're not going to see any of the glue behind it. It's really amazing. I couldn't believe how well that worked. So here is a little close-up shot where you can see that there is no adhesive showing, and that pearlescent vellum is so pretty, and it makes the perfect ice skating rink. I then repeated the same thing for all of the panels, adding glue in the 4 corners, taking my finger and patting it out, kind of smearing it out, and then attaching the ice rink to the bottom of each panel. Now next up, we're going to be taking out my favorite new stamp set, and that is Mice on Ice. This set is so super cute, so I went ahead and stamped, colored, and die cut a bunch of images from this set. So this set is so cute because it's got the mice in different positions. It's going to work really well with this flip book effect. So first we're going to have the one skating, then we'll have the one turning around, we'll have the one going up for the jump next, and then the one that sticks the landing. For some extra sparkle and shine, I'm going to take the glitter pen and use it to add a little glitter to their scarves. It's a little subtle shimmer that's so pretty, so we're going to add that to each of the scarves, and here you can see how gorgeous that looks. So now it's time to start working on our Flippin' Awesome mechanism. So I once again cut it from the 80-pound white cardstock, and we're going to fold along all those score lines in both directions. Next, we'll add some tape to that bottom square, and we're going to attach on our first mouse. Then we'll add some tape to the next piece in between the two score lines, attach our piece, and repeat that for the third and fourth panels. And already you can see how cute that is looking. Then for the tabs, we're going to add some nice strong double-sided tape, 1/4-inch tape, 2 pieces to each of the tabs. This time we're going to create a card without the add-on. So I've die cut a stitched rectangle. It's the largest of the small stitched rectangle out of some of that pixie dust sparkle cardstock. We're going to remove the liner paper on both of those tabs. We'll fold that piece back and then hug the tabs around. And then we're going to attach this piece to that rectangle. So once we have that in perfect placement, we can go ahead and press down onto those tabs, making sure that they're nice and secure in place. Then for a little decoration, I went ahead and die cut that decorative tab piece out of that same red pattern paper that's on the first panel. And I love that it's got the arrow that's going to tell the recipient what to do, and I can't get over how adorable this is. Oh my goodness. So next up, we're going to do a little stamping, and there is a really cute sentiment that says, "Have a joyful winter," that I thought went really nice with those ice skating mice. And we're going to stamp that out in some mermaid ink onto some white cardstock, and then we'll die cut that with a sentiment banner. I'll add some foam squares to the back of that, and then we can layer that onto that beautiful sparkly stitched rectangle. Next up, I've cut a card base that is a standard size at 5.5 by 4.25, and we've also cut a piece of sage cardstock. So we're going to add some tape runner, add the sage cardstock onto the card base, and then I'm going to take that whole stitched rectangle panel and add a bunch of foam squares to the back, and then pop that up onto that really pretty sage cardstock. We're going to make this one into a gift card holder too. So I wanted to remind you guys that there's 2 ways to do the gift card. So we're going to first try the way without the gift card pocket. So I'm going to put some glue dots on the back of the gift card, and then we can take the gift card and tuck it into that gap and attach those glue dots down. And you'll see how cute this is and how well it works, and I love the surprise of that gift card. Now, I personally love the gift card pocket, so I decided to switch to that for this card. So I went ahead and folded along the score lines that the die created for me, and then we're going to add some tape runner to those 3 tabs. Then we can fold those tabs back and then tuck it into that gap again and attach it down onto that moving piece. Then I can take a gift card and tuck that right into the pocket and surprise someone. And I just love this so much, especially because it's almost created a little animation with the movement of the mice. So right there, he's taking off. Then he's going to turn around and gain some speed. He's going to go up for the jump, and he's going to stick the landing. I feel like one of those Olympic announcers, right? It just cracks me up every time I see those little mice skate. It's so cute and so super fun. I had such a blast making this card, and I love how easy the Flippin' Awesome is to put together. Here I wanted to show you guys a comparison between using the add-on and not. So it's just 2 totally different looks, and both are gorgeous depending on what you're looking for. So I love being able to check it out and see the 2 different ways that you can put these together. Next, we're going to be creating a Flippin' Awesome with a birthday theme, and we're not going to put a gift card in it this time. This time, we're going to decorate that piece that moves out. And we're taking out one of my favorite paper collections ever, and that is Really Rainbow. So it's got this beautiful rainbow stripe piece, and we're going to be using the main panel die cut to die cut this in a rainbow order. So I've gone ahead and die cut there the top one, and then the bottom one, and then I'm going to fill in the rest of the colors so that there's this great kind of rainbow gradient going through all of my panels. Next, we're going to work on our Flippin' Awesome mechanism, which I've die cut from the 80-pound white cardstock. We're going to fold along those score lines that the die created for us, and we're going to fold in both directions. And then we're going to start attaching our panels onto there. And I made sure to put them in order so that I would have them in the perfect order. Now, this time we're creating a portrait card, not a landscape. So I love that you can flip this in different directions depending on what look you're going for. And I think the portrait looks really nice with the rainbow flip action that's going to be happening with this. So now that all of our panels are attached, we can take our double-sided tape and we're going to put 2 of those double-sided tape pieces on each of those 2 tabs. Now I'm taking out some of my favorite birthday sets, and that's ELPHIE, SELFIE, Wild for You, and also Party Animals. So I love mixing and matching these together. So I went ahead and stamped and colored a ton of these images, and we're going to start decorating the panels. Now you may notice we're doing things a little bit differently this time, and I'm not using that decorative stitch square or the decorative scallop square. That's because of 2 reasons. One, I wanted a bigger area to decorate, so I'm just using that plain panel because I can use these bigger stamps and really decorate that whole area. I also wanted the pattern paper to really be the star of the show because it's so pretty. So I love that with the Flippin' Awesome you can use the plain panels or you can layer on the stitch square or the scallop square depending on what look you're going for. The other thing that I'm doing that's a little bit different is that I'm adding my decorations once my panels are already on the Flippin' Awesome. And the reason I did that was I wanted to make sure that the little feet of the critters was just peeking out of each of the panels. So I wanted to be very careful where I was adding my critters. I love the idea of their little feet peeking out because as the recipient, it really makes me want to pull the tab and see who's hiding under there. For now, I'm going to leave that last panel blank because that's where we're going to be putting our sentiment. So I'm just going to leave that alone for now and start building this whole card so I can see how it's going to look. So there we have the Flippin' Awesome add-on, and I've die cut that out of some white cardstock. We're going to peel up the liner paper on those tabs. We're going to flip that piece behind and then hug those tags around it. And then we're going to attach those tabs onto the Flippin' Awesome cute decorative piece. Once that's in perfect placement, I can go ahead and push down on those tabs, making sure that they're nice and secure in place. For the card base, we're going to be cutting a piece that's 3.5 by 5.25 out of some more of that really rainbow pattern paper so that it matches perfectly. We'll also create a card base that matches that size as well. So we'll attach the pattern paper onto the card base, and then we can add some foam squares to the back of the Flippin' Awesome and attach that onto that cute mini card. Next, instead of adding a gift card to the part that slides out, we're going to be decorating it. So here is that stitched rectangle that's included in the Flippin' Awesome add-on, and we're going to die cut some of the really rainbow paper from this. Then we can start to decorate this. So the story I'm telling with the Flippin' Awesome is all those guys are bringing things to the party, and then in this part that slides out, they're all at the party. I love being able to tell a story with my stamps, and I love decorating this part that slides out. You could also put your sentiment here. It could say happy birthday here, or you could even write a personalized message. So now that they're at the party, they have their present, and we're also going to be adding in some cute little party hats as well. Then we can trim off any of the excess and start to put this panel into the Flippin' Awesome. And we're going to do this in the same exact way as the gift card. We can add some adhesive to the back of it, and then we're going to make sure to tuck it into that gap of the Flippin' Awesome and layer that right on there. Now, in a second here, you're going to notice something, and that's that my little die cut pieces are going to get caught in the Flippin' Awesome mechanism. Now, normally this doesn't happen, but in this case, I've put 3 different layers of die cuts onto this card, and that's why they're getting caught. So it's a pretty rare thing, but I wanted to show you a super cool trick with this in case this ever happens to you, and that trick is acetate. So I'm going to take my acetate out here, and I love this acetate because it's so nice and sturdy and it die cuts really well. And we're going to die cut that with the main Flippin' Awesome mechanism. Then I'm just going to trim off right underneath that first score line. Then we're going to be taking this piece and we're going to be tucking it under into the gap, and it's going to lay over this whole piece, protecting those die cuts so that it's going to slide really nice. So we're going to be able to hide the adhesive up at the very top. We're going to add some of that 1/4-inch double-sided tape, and we're going to be able to hide the adhesive at the tab because we can put one of those decorative pull tabs over it. So here I'm taking some of that 1/8-inch tape, and we're just going to go around the outside edges of the tab. Next, I'm just going to remove the liner paper at the very top of the acetate piece. Then we're going to take this and we're going to carefully tuck it into that gap, and then you can just line up the edge of the tab of the acetate with the edge of the tab of the Flippin' Awesome, and then you'll know it's in perfect placement, and we can push down to make sure it's nice and secure at the top of that acetate. Then once it's in perfect placement there, I can remove the liner paper all along that tab and attach that tab down. I like to do it this way just so that that tab doesn't accidentally stick to one of my cute little stamped images. Next, I'm going to die cut that decorative pull tab piece. I love the arrow one, it's just my favorite one. And I'm die cutting that from that same pattern paper that we used on all of the panels. We'll add some tape runner and then layer that right over top. Now here you can see how nicely it is moving. So because we had so many layered pieces and die cuts, that's why it was getting caught. If you just had one or two die cuts on there, it would be completely fine. But if you want to layer a bunch of pieces, a nice trick is to use this acetate. The other thing you could do is use some masking and do your stamping directly on that panel that's sliding out. As I was playing with this, I thought the giraffe looked a little lonely, so I went ahead and stamped out some presents from our Season's Greetings stamp set and colored them in rainbow colors, and I'm just tucking that right behind the giraffe, and he looks super cute with presents and a balloon now. Now for the sentiment, I decided it would be fun to use that scalloped square that's included in the Flippin' Awesome die. So we're going to be stamping out a sentiment from the Wild For You stamp set, and it says, "Have a wild birthday." So we're going to stamp out the "have a" and a birthday in some black licorice ink, and then we're going to stamp out the wild in some green ink. So I love the combination, and I really love that wild there. I think it really makes it stand out. Then we'll add some tape runner on there and we can layer that right onto the last panel, and it goes so great with all of those critters on the piece that's pulling out. So there you can see how cute this is looking, and our card is all done, and I am so in love not only with the rainbow change that's happening on each panel, but each little scene with each character, and then seeing them all pop out at the bottom at their party. Oh my goodness, it's so adorable and so much fun, and this makes me smile so much. So here is a look back at the 3 flippin' awesome cards that we made today. So the first one is an awesome gift card holder. It also used the add-on. I love the flip book action and using those decorative stitched squares on top. The before and afters tree set looks so cute on this. Here we didn't use those stitched squares on top, and instead we have our cute little characters, and this time it's a birthday card, and when you pull that bottom panel, you see this amazing cute little scene. And our last one is a gift card holder, perfect for the holidays, and we have almost like an animation flip book going with our mouse figure skating across the ice. I just love how easy this is to put together and how fun these are to make, and the fact that you can use it for any type of card from birthday to Christmas to fall to Mother's Day to anything you can think of. And now we have the most amazing cards by the design team. First up, we have this awesome Yeti card by Shari, and when you pull the tab, the Yeti goes up for a jump and he lands straight in the snow. This card by Elise is so cute, using our Hey There stamp set to create an adorable birthday card, and I love how she decorated that last panel. Audrey created an adorable Halloween card using Booyah, and I love how she put it at an angle on the card. It looks so super cool. I am just in love with Yanea's super cute ice skating mouse card. I love her pink sky and just how adorable it is, and that gift card in there is just perfect. This card by Letitia is just adorable. I love all those pattern papers. And this one by Grace is so cute for the first day of school, and I love the adorable little scenes that she created in each panel. Elena created these super cute trick-or-treating scenes with the new Spooky Village stamp set, and I love that when you pull out the panel it says boo. That is so super cute. This card by Maureen is so sweet. I love that she has the changings of the seasons with the houses and the trees. It's the perfect way to present a gift card. Here, Mindy created a really cool kind of animated scene. When you pull, you can see the snowboarder go up for a jump and then land with that exclamation point there. Is so funny. This card by Kara is so super cute. It's perfect for the first day of school, and I love the chalkboard look that she created with white heat embossing on black cardstock. And then this card by Megan is so sweet. I love that she has a scene on the top and then her awesome Flippin' Awesome animation at the bottom. It's so super cool. I can't wait to see what you guys create with Flippin' Awesome, so make sure to share it with us. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!